This case is the V200 TG, so TG stands for tempered glass, but this is also the RGB edition. This case is a middle tower, so it's in between using a mini ITX or ITX. Chassis dimensions are 446 times by 204 times by 439 millimeters. Height, width and depth in inches is 17.6 times by 8.3 times by 17.3 inch. The side panel, which is tempered glass, is 4mm thick. Materials SPCC. The case exhaust fan that comes with this case is 120mm, which has rotations per minute at 1000 and 16 decibels loud. But I did swap that out for one of the actual other fans, which are front intake fans, which are 120mm by 25mm, which are RGB fans, which are 1000 RPM. And they're running at 16 decibels as well. You get 3 of them in the front, but as you can see that I've switched up and put 2 at the top and 1 at the back. Drive bays, accessibles, 3 times 2.5 inch for your SSDs, hidden is 2 times 3.5 inch hard drives. Fan support, front 3 2 times 120mm, 2 times 140mm, top is 2 times 120mm by 2 times 140mm, rear is 1 times 120mm. Radiator support, front 1 times 240mm, 1 times 280mm, rear 1 times 120mm. Clearance issues of any CPU cooler height limitations is 160mm. VGA length limitations is 380mm and PSU length limitations is 170mm. So should we just start off with looking at the front of the case, and we're going to peel off some plastic and see what you think. What do you think? Because you're wondering, hang on, this does not look like the same RGB fans that this case is meant to come with. That's because I've got a 280mm radiator ring flow AIO in here in the front instead. Oh, chicken balls and chow mein. But as you can see, I don't really want to actually hit this, but this is not glass, this is plastic. But it does look good with a very darker shadowy area, so it's very tinted. But the RGBs makes it look sharper. But if you're interested in RGBs, remember you can just turn it off if you don't want to. So on the top we've got a power button and we've got 2 indicator lights. So we've got a reset switch, we've got an RGB switch, we've got a USB 2 at the top here, auxiliary out, a microphone. Actually I would say that was just a normal headphone jack, a 3.5mm jack, but it does say auxiliary, so they changed it up. Mic 3.5mm, another USB 2 and a USB 3 over there, and you've got a little tiny logo of the Thermaltake logo there. And on the top we've got a magnetic dust filter, very straightforward. This fits with a 280 or a 240 at the top, and as you can see it's glowing that kind of red at the top. So I use these screws that come with the actual case itself, and I've placed them on the top of the case because it was easier to screw in there, because they don't obviously give you those screws long enough or short enough to actually put in there. Let me turn it around. The computer is on, so I've got to be careful I don't blow myself up. On the back we do have a 120mm fan, so this is what comes with the case. I just moved it from the front because you get 3 fans on the front, but I've obviously moved the front ones to the top, so 2 at the top and 1 at the back, and it's like a slot in configuration, which makes it more of a nicer way of putting in your fan, makes it easier. IO bracket on the back here. We've got PCI slots. Now I'm not really feeling the PCI slots because, as you know, if you want to sell this case on, you kind of got to break the tabs off because they're tab PCI slots, which is really annoying. We're in 2018, I don't really want to see these anymore, but they are in there, so I had to break that off and get it in there. Now if you make a mistake, then how are you going to stick it back together? But anyway, it's got this bracket as well, and it's like it holds up the screwdriver, so when I'm screwing the drive into the screw, you can fit it over these holes, so it kind of holds it into place when you're screwing it, and that's what I like about it. This is like machine tight, it wasn't even hand tight. Got my obviously PSU. It's got what one is it got in there? I think it's a Thermaltake 700 TR2S in there, and I'm dropping screws all over the place. Now, if I turn it to the side, we got normal thumb screws on the side here. So, I don't know, they're just normal thumb screws, to be honest with you. I don't know if I'm feeling these kind of thumb screws. I want some more innovation. After playing around with other Thermaltake stuff, it's proper different. But anyway, let's take this off. Oh, that's proper glossy. Take this edge off. Whoa, don't you dare come off of me. So yeah, if I take the glass panel off, you can see it's tinted. I'd say probably about nearly 40% tint on the front there. I don't want to break that glass, so I'm going to actually remove it. So as you can see, the 280 radiator from Thermaltake's on the side here, but it's all about the case. Now what I like about this case straight off is that the holes are not just cut out for the normal size ATX motherboard, but it is actually got holes there so you can not have it so it's dragging and it looks horrible. Even though I've got the most basic cables that I can find possible to actually put into this system, it's still okay. The radiator is a 280, so there's enough room for the SSD there as well, and you would think some cases it doesn't look right. I ain't even plugged in, I just realised I haven't plugged the cable in on the side there for the SSD, but just imagine that there's a plug there as well. It will look all very nice and tidy, so it will come through here right from the back and hide the cable mess there. You can put a bigger radiator, so you could do a 360. No, actually, can you put a 360 on there? Yeah, you can put a 360 on there. No, you can't put a 360 on there. You cannot put a 360 in there. That wouldn't make sense. I don't even know where the instructions have gone. Oh, right here. I'm sure you can't put a 360 on the front there. You can only put a 240 or a 280 on the front there. Yeah, I was right. So, even though there's more room here, I can slot all the way down and move to whatever position I want to. But yes, from here, I don't know why they've done this, but you can see like there's a couple of gaps here. And for your mechanical hard drives, so right here, and it's kind of like a hidden slot, so you can put two 3.5-inch hard drives, and you can put SSDs all the way up here, and it's got like little slot holes. This is where the holes are for the SSDs. And as you can see, I've got a normal ATX MX motherboard, so size is definitely the way forward for this case. It fits pretty nice. You've got cut out holes here if you've got a full size motherboard, so you can route the USB cables and obviously your front header cables through the bottom here as well. And at the top it fits really well with the two 120 RGB fans that come with this fan, and then I swapped the other one for the exhaust at the back there, so it looks alright. It doesn't have a dust filter on the front. I don't think it has a dust filter. Yes, it does have a dust filter on the bottom. I forgot about that. Where is it? You pull from the back, and there it is. That's the little dust filter you get. So very simple dust filter, just like chicken wire. Just wipe it over and it's kind of clean and it's done. So I'm going to put this back underneath. This is obviously for the power supply. But there's no other dust filters other than the magnetic one at the top. It's a very simple case. I did have issues on the front of the case and getting these fans off, because on these fans you get those screws that I showed you earlier, and basically these were, there was, how many was there? 6 of them. So you imagine getting a screwdriver in here. Getting a screwdriver in here and trying to get the furthest one away, unscrewing it, unscrewing it, unscrewing it, unscrewing it, unscrewing it, unscrewing it, unscrewing it. And then at the front, they turned the case around from the front and I had to undo these long screws. So it had 2 of these long screws at the front, which was making it easy access from the front of the case to undo the screws, which only took like less than 3 seconds, no, more than 3 seconds, but at 6 seconds. But inside it took me at least 10 minutes to undo all those screws. But if they kept these all in the front all together, it would be a very good addition. So for me, this case is kind of like a step back compared to the other cases. But it looks like, if you look on their website, Their website shows the new case that I've already reviewed already, which I'll leave a link in the description down below, or there'll be a card so you can see and check that video out. That is more the newer cases, but these are even newer, but it seems like a step back, but yet they're before the new ones on the website, which I understand. But to be honest with you, I like the newer cases more than what I do with these. These feel like they're very stripped back and basic. Feels like a bare bones computer, just something you can put it into a case, a computer, like really quickly. And the RGB is a bit unnecessary for this sort of case, but then it comes with it if you want it. It does a few colors, it does breathing, and if I go through the colors, not the front obviously, that's done by software with a software box, and obviously it's more expensive. So if I go through the colours, I don't know whether you can see that properly. So on here we're looking at here and here and here, and we've got green, and then we've got like a light blue, and then we've got purpley navy. I don't know what colour that is, but yeah, it's more like indigo sort of colour. Then we've got like an off-white, then we've got purple, and then we've got like a fading. So it's like it's breathing the colours that you want, so you can have them all breathing whatever colour you want. And then you can have it off, then you can have it on, and it just cycles through the colours that it's already got without you changing it. And then you can have it so it's just solid colours. And then I was holding the button down and it kind of flashes and then turns off, and then you hold it again and it flashes and turns on. So I don't know what that's about. I guess that's just a quicker way of turning it on and off. But yeah, it does all of that, so that's pretty cool. But it's a very, very, very simple case. It is very simple. But the front, even though it's not glass at the front, with having RGB through this glossy panel, it looks okay. But the only thing is, I know for 100% fact that this is going to get really scratched, and when you clean it, you're going to have scratch marks on it. So it's better with the glass ones. They do have glass ones, but it's entirely up to you and your own budget and what you want. Technically, you might not even be interested in RGB, you just want a decent case. Now the I/O at the top's got two USB 2s and USB 3, and it's still got the normal stuff, and it feels pretty well made. It wasn't too hard to build in, but I just hated those screws that done my head in. But other than that, it's not too much of a bad build, and you do get timber glass on one side, so it does look okay. It's not too bad. So I'll put the glass back on. You do get a bag of screws. They've got all the standoffs all ready to go for a normal size ATX board, but they do give you some more brass ones, probably about another 6. They don't give you the tool to undo it, so you have to get another tool and find out, or use some pliers and do it that way. They give you like 3 cable ties, which is pretty bad, and then they give you some screws obviously for the hard drive. No rubber or anti-vibration stuff there. This is the fan I took out. So this runs at 1000 watts, so 1000 watts, 1000 RPM speed. But it's just a very simple exhaust fan. But yeah, that's what comes with the case. I just took it out, and these little edge things as well, I don't know, but anyway. So that is concluded the build. What do you think about it? Leave your comments down below. Say hello if you wanted to say hello to me. Subscribe, share, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, I'll follow you back, because I don't use Twitter. I need to gain some more followers on Twitter, because I want to know what to post there. What do you reckon I should post there? What do you want to see on the channel? Do you want to see... Actually, I'll just leave it up to you. Leave it in the comments down below. Tell me what you think about this case, and would you buy this case as well? And obviously what you want to see on the channel. And yeah, don't forget to like it, subscribe obviously. And Roger and out. See you later.